Hello all, it's a Touch of Love 100 coming to you again today to talk to you about something that I was thinking about concerning the gym. Okay, now those of you who knows me know that I go to the gym or have saw my videos before knows that I go to the gym and I lift weights and I also walk and run on the treadmill. And sometimes doing those things, I have to sort of think what is most important to me while doing those two things, lifting the weights and walking or running on the treadmill. Okay, now while lifting weights, the purpose of most people lifting weights is to get bigger as far as their muscles and to gain muscle mass or to gain lean muscles. But the thing is that I figured that I probably should tell you guys is running. If you're trying to gain muscle and to keep the muscle mass that you have gained in your muscle, then you should not be running on the treadmill or running in general, because running, to be honest, it does lean out your it does lean out your muscle or take the muscle away. It kills your muscle mass. Now for me, I realized that okay, I'm not trying to get bulky or trying to make my muscles look so big to where even when I'm not flexing my muscles can be really seen or anything like that. But I do want to have the lean muscle, and I want the lean muscly look, but I don't want to look the big look. And I don't, because the reason why I'm trying not to say bulky is because women have a hard time looking bulky unless they're taking creatine or steroids or something. Most women are not going to just automatically look bulky, as most women say, and that's why most women are shy away from actually even lifting weights. But we have to understand that is not even really in the category for most women, unless you're just naturally prone to having muscle. And most of us, and even most men, are not even really that prone to having muscles like that. So but I did want to share with you guys that we should really take into consideration of what is the purposing behind you lifting weights, and what is the purposing behind you running on the treadmill. Now, I will say, if you're going to if you run on the treadmill, just take into consideration that, and if you lift weights, you need to take into consideration that you will lose some of that muscle gain that you have been working on. So if you find that you have been lifting weights and then you're also running on the treadmill, then you're going to find that you're not maintaining your gain, or you're finding it hard to actually gain muscle because you're running on the treadmill. Now, when it comes to walking on the treadmill, it is more recommended that you walk on the treadmill because you don't lose the muscle mass. And even with talking to my nutritionist or seeing him talk to other people, during the forum, you find people who say, "Oh, well, I noticed that I'm not really gaining much muscle. I'm not doing this," and he would just simply ask, "Okay, well, do you run?" And see, if you even just picture marathon runners or people who not sprinters, because they have that muscle in their body because they're activating a different type of muscle activity. That muscle is going to be there because they're actually running so fast that it doesn't even have time to really wear out that muscle, to actually build that muscle up for them. But for those of us who are because I consider myself a long distance runner, so most times if I'm running on a treadmill, I'm running for at least an hour. I run between 30 minutes and an hour. So for me, you have to keep that momentum up for a longer period of time. And so of course you're going to actually burn calories and muscle. And so if you have to understand that when we on the plan that I'm on, we are recommended to work out, meaning walk on a treadmill, run on a treadmill, whatever you do, on a empty stomach. So you're doing a fasted cardio. So that means you can have water or whatever, but no, you're not eating food. Now, like I told you guys before, I do take my protein. I do take my protein drink, and depending on what time I get up in the morning, I have had my breakfast before I've gone to the gym, which is an hour or two or whatever it is before I go to the gym. So it's definitely a pro con to that, but if you want to lose fat, cardio is the way to go. And I mentioned this before in my last video, that if you're trying to lose fat, cardio is what helps you lose fat. Lifting weights is what helps you to build, muscle. So, but you want to make sure that if you're running, that you have to deal with the reality of you're losing some muscle mass if you are a person who also lift weights and stuff too. You're gonna lose some of that gain. So I would suggest that you guys just take into consideration of depending on where you want to be in your journey, you need to make sure that you're walking on the treadmill. But if you're like me and you don't mind not having a continual build up of the muscle, in the sense of where it looks bulky or really full all the time, then okay, we'll continue doing what you're doing. Because I noticed for myself that when I'm lifting the weights, but then I do the cardio or whatever afterwards, I still have the muscle, but it's keeping it to a minimal, And like I told you guys before, I do lift quite heavy, I'm up to a leg press of 260. Sometimes I go to 280. Squats, depending on if I'm doing assisted or unassisted, I can do 90, 100, depends on which one I'm doing. So you have to just take into consideration what it is that you're looking for in how you want your body to look. And then when you are walking, if you choose to walk on the treadmill, do it at an incline. Now, before I didn't understand that, doing it at an incline, you burn so many more calories because you're exerting a lot more energy to walk on that incline. Now, I'm going to say this. I went to the gym Wednesday. And I found, because our gym has like 3 different types of treadmills, 3 different types of ellipticals and bikes. So they have like different varieties. So I had been seeing these treadmills down at the very end, and I didn't really know what they were because they was a lot bigger and bulky looking, and I'm thinking, ooh, that looks sort of intimidating. But I actually went down to it, and I stepped on it, and I got on it. The glide on there, how the machine is going, and it's rotating, and you walking on it. So the glide on it was so much smoother. I noticed the running on it wasn't so jarring to my knees. But the big thing that I loved about it was it goes to an incline of 30. And the one that I was using before only go to an incline of 15. And normally when I'm walking, I do that incline of 15, and I do it at between 3.7 and 4 miles an hour. Now, for some people, getting to 4.0 is like a walking, but I just make myself, a running. I just make myself walk it since I'm on that incline. And yes, I be holding on for dear life. But the problem that I find that I have is that my hands sweat so bad. So I have to make sure that I have a towel so I can hold on to it, or I use my weightlifting gloves to help me control the sweating of my hands, so I don't end up falling off the machine. But it went to an incline of, the other machine went to an incline of 30. And I tried it. Yes, I did try it. And so walking on the incline of 30, I just decreased it down to like a 3.2, 3.3. But I noticed like, see, because me, I just be just checking out everything. So I was checking the steps, you know, like, okay, so 2 steps count for like 1. Like you use them, you know, 1 leg go, 1 leg go. That's 1. 2, you know. So I was counting, and like on an incline of 15, if you take 6 steps, you know, doing 2 of each, so a total of 12 steps, which count for 6. It tells you how many calories you burn. It goes up a calorie. Now working on an incline of 30, it's like every 3 steps you didn't lost another, you didn't burnt another calorie. So you know I was all I was all over that. So my goal is to like burn over 1,000 calories per thing. So because I did it today, and I did it for 35-40 minutes today or whatever it was, because I was on a time crunch. I did it for 40 minutes or something like that, and I burned about 700 calories. So I know if I do it for like an hour or whatever, then at that incline of 30 completely all the way through, that I'll be well over 1,000 calories. And so you have to understand that when you're counting calories, so you have to understand when you're counting calories, it takes 3,500 calories burned to equal 1 pound. So it takes 3,500 calories eaten to gain a pound. So that's your goal. Your goal is to burn 3,500 calories to lose a pound. And I don't know why I'm talking about that, but I guess people be wanting to know, and so, but yeah, I was happy about that find at the gym, and I just wanted to let you guys know when it comes to maintaining your gains on lifting those weights, then stop running on the treadmill. Stop running. If you're worried about losing your gains and run about, because I was looking at my legs, I'm like, man, I'm pressing, but I don't have that quad sweep. You know how your legs are straight up and down, but then you find some people that on the outside of their legs that have that curve. It has that curve on them, and so that's what I've been trying to build on my legs. So what I've been doing to build that also, I've been having, instead of having my feet spread farther apart, I bring them more closer together, and then do the pushing. And so I do want that build in my legs. That's a whole nother story, but I just want to share that with you guys. And thank you guys for listening once again, and you all have a good day. Bye.